The Canon R6 Mark III is the long-awaited follow-up to, you guessed it, the Mark II, the R6 Mark II, just to be clear. And this is a camera that can be used for any genre and sits proudly betwixt the R6 Mark II and the R5 Mark II. But that's not all. We also have the new RF 45mm f1.2 STM lens to look at as well. So with two products to get through and an energy drink that is fast wearing off, I think it's best that I just get on with it. So we'll start things off by going through some of the key specs of the R6 Mark III. At the heart of the camera is a newly designed 32.5 megapixel sensor paired with the DJI processor. The Mark II, R6 Mark II, was actually a 24.2 megapixel sensor, so that's a significant upgrade. We also have up to 8.5 stops of image stabilization, subject detection with dual pixel CMOS AF2, 40 frames per second continuous shooting while using the electronic shutter, and 12 frames per second with the mechanical shutter. The camera offers an extended buffer up to 150 raw images, a pre-capture mode, and a maximum ISO of 64,000, which is extendable to 102,400. Now, Canon are pitching this as a photography-first hybrid camera, but there are some seriously impressive video specs in this camera as well. We have open gate technology so that you can utilize the full sensor up to 4K 30p in RAW and MP4, 7K RAW up to 60p, 4K up to 120 frames per second, as well as full HD up to 180 frames per second. The Mark III also offers both C-Log 2 and C-Log 3. I'm sure that you'll agree with specs like this camera is pretty much good for anyone. The camera itself weighs 699 grams, that's with the battery and card included, and measures 138.4 by 98.4 by 88.4 millimeters. There are dual card slots for flexibility with a CF Express Type B and a UHS-II SD, as well as a full-size HDMI connection, next-gen seamless connectivity with support for 5 GHz Wi-Fi and Bluetooth 5.1, and lastly, the camera is powered by the LP E6P battery. I figured as this camera is so impressive in regards to the frames per second in both photo and video modes that I'd come here to Pitfield Park today to capture some of the wildlife, to show off what it can do. We've also got the Pitfield pump rooms, which I'm going to go to in a bit as well, to show off some of the other sides of the camera. But anyway, let's get on with it. That energy drink has really just got me through this. So I've swapped out the lens for 100 to 500. That'll give me ample reach to get some of these swans here. Not the most fast moving of creatures, but it's something to start out with. Though this wasn't the fastest moving target in the world, it served as a great example of the fast shutter speeds, as well as the extended buffer of the camera, which can offer up to 150 raw images, along with a pre-capture mode to ensure that you're always ready to capture images. I took around 190 shots here, and at no point did the camera feel like it was struggling. A great first test for the R6 Mark III. Well, I just took a nice sequence of a good 70 or 80 shots there, all in one go. The buffer had absolutely no issues whatsoever, so that is good to know. It doesn't help that my GoPro mount has just broken, so I can't put it on top of the camera. It kind of makes things a little bit difficult for me right now, but enough of my problems. Let's see what we can capture. Though my GoPro was giving me no end of hassle, the R6 Mark III was proving to be much more reliable. Not only did I have a seemingly endless buffer to capture as many images as I could muster, but the 8.5 stops of image stabilization and outstanding subject detection allowed me to capture low-angle images via the LCD screen with ease. No easy feat with a 100 to 500mm lens attached. I just knelt down then, taking them shots. I just stood up quickly, and the world has just gone very vibrant. Ugh. Yeah, again, that was a ridiculous amount of shots I was just taking then in sequence, and the buffer had absolutely no issue holding up with that at all. Very impressive, very helpful. So as I mentioned in the intro, or the key features, wherever it was now, this camera is pretty much good for everything it can do. You've got the high frames per second that it's capable of capturing. Oh, I should be doing some video really. I'll do that in a second. I'll do that with the 2470, I think. But this fits neatly between the R6 Mark II and the R5 Mark II. That 32.5 megapixel sensor just fits nicely between the 24 megapixel sensor of the Mark II and, isn't it something like a 50 megapixel for the R5 Mark II? Another upgrade from the Mark II, the R6 Mark II, of course, is that when using the crop mode, you now have a resolution of 12.7 megapixels. Whereas before it was 9.3 megapixels, and that involves a 1.6 crop, but it's a nice little feature to have on a camera, you know, just gives you that bit of extra focus. I'm just looking out for subjects. Just to put things into perspective, the camera offers significantly better resolution than the Mark II, the R6 Mark II, but more manageable file sizes than the R5 Mark II. So it just sits kind of nicely in the middle. Like I said, it's great for portraits, wildlife, sports, landscapes. It's pretty much a do anything camera. A photo first hybrid camera that is fantastic for video. We'll get to the video in a little bit. I can't find anything. This is really annoying. With subjects proving to be limited, I leapt upon every opportunity, such as this squirrel who turned its nose up at me and then decided to just stay still. Infuriating. Back on the lake, I managed to capture this photogenic creature that our resident optics expert Martin Drew reliably informed me was a male mandarin. I have no idea about such things, but it looked pretty neat, so I took a picture. Simple. One thing I can assure you of, having to kneel down to take shots via the monitor with a 100-500mm lens was made a lot easier by the 8.5 stops of image stabilization. That was pretty impressive. This also applied to capturing video footage, and the R6 Mark III boasts some seriously impressive specs in that department. The camera is capable of open gate recording at up to 4K 30p in RAW and MP4, 7K RAW up to 60p, as well as faster shutter speeds of Full HD up to 180 frames per second and 4K at up to 120 frames per second for slow motion footage. By this point I was beginning to feel that the 100-500 had served its purpose, and that it was time to look at things from a new perspective. I think I'm just about done with the 100-500. I just really wanted to highlight some of the fast frames per second that you can capture with the R6 Mark III. So now I'm going to switch over to the 45mm f1.2 for the rest of this video, because it's a fantastic lens as well, especially with that f1.2 aperture. Absolutely insane at this price point. I was originally going to pair this with the R8, because I think that's the kind of market that Canon are pitching this one towards, but I figured why not just use it with the R6 Mark III. I've already had to go with it. It's a lovely lens and it works well with it. The lens itself features a 9-bladed diaphragm and consists of 9 elements in 7 groups with 1 aspherical lens, and has a super spectra coating to suppress ghosting and flaring. The lens weighs just 346 grams and measures only 78 by 75 millimeters with a filter diameter of 67 millimeters. Now I know that Canon are pitching this more towards use with cameras such as the R8, you know, the more affordable side of the market. That is what this lens is after all, an affordable super fast lens. Now, along with that fast f1.2 aperture, we also have a 45cm close focus distance, so that's going to make it incredibly useful for portraits and even macro. We're going to test some of that out in just a second. And of course, that aperture makes it a perfect choice for low light shooting. It also lends itself to videography as well as photography, thanks to its compact size and weight. But now we're going to head off towards the pit fill pump room, and I'm going to see what I can get with this lens. And we're still putting the R6 III through its paces, so. The 45mm focal length combined with the 45cm close focus distance gave me a completely different perspective than the 100-500, and the fast f1.2 aperture allowed me to take bright images despite the overcast and grey skies. It also allowed for wider compositions, making it a fantastic choice for architecture. Speaking of which, it was time to make my way to the pit fill pump room to see if I could get any decent interior shots. So the pump room's closed. That is always fun. So I'm going to have to go and find something else to take images of now, which is fine. I'm a creative after all. Right then, so my time is running out with the camera. So I've decided I'm going to go back around the park and try and capture things from the 45mm perspective and see where we're at with that. Does that sound like a good idea? It's what we're doing, so it's kind of a rhetorical question. Well, I guess the main point of this lens is this beautiful f1.2 aperture. So we'll see if we can get some nice shallow depth of field stuff. I wonder if these creatures here will allow me to get up close without attacking me. See what we can do. And also, we are in a bit of a low light situation. It's miserable as heck today. So we'll do some low light stuff as well, I think. Anyway, let's do this. Nicely done with that f1.2 aperture, helping out blur the background and helping out a lot with the low light. I'm only at 1/60th of a second. I'm not enjoying me being near them, I don't think. Though I have to say, might potentially make for a more interesting video than the one I'm doing. So I wasn't able to get too close there. They were starting to get a bit wary of me. But I think I did get a decent enough demonstration of the, portrait-like abilities of the lens. My time with the camera was drawing to a close, so I completed my final lap of the lake and captured a few more images to highlight the landscape capabilities of the lens. So that's me done for today. This is more of a first look as opposed to a review. I'm sure you'll have seen on the images that I've captured that this is a pre-production model. So it's not final, but I've been very impressed with what it does. A fantastic camera at this price that pretty much appeals to everybody and can deliver in all situations. If you do require any more information, as usual, make sure that you click the link in the description. If you did find this video useful at all, make sure you give us a like. Maybe leave a comment and subscribe if you haven't already, because it really does help to boost the channel. That energy drink has really worn off now.